All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ Rem from Rock Addict Radio, and I have Aaron from the band Foreshadow on the line. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
Not too bad. It's cold and rainy here in Michigan today. It kind of sucks, but it's a good.
I'm here. I'm with my anniversary weekend here with my beloved at the Swan Resort in Disney down in Orlando, Florida. So a little bit of the opposite weather.
Well, good for you, and congratulations to that.
Thank you.
So, why don't you start by introducing yourself and the other members of the band that are not with us today, if you could?
Okay. Well, I'm Aaron Robinson. I'm the guitarist of the band. Also, Daniel Corkscrew McConaughey. He's our vocalist. And then we have Chris the Dragon Billingsley as our bassist. And then Kraken Kelly, our recent new drummer, just came to us a couple months ago.
Okay, very cool. Where are you guys based out of?
Tampa, Florida.
Okay, very cool. And before I forget, I want to thank Gort from the Pain Factory for hooking us up. He rocks.
Yes, he does. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. He's working on putting together a South American tour for us again next year when we release the new album, and we're looking forward to it. It was wonderful the first time. Looking forward to repeating the experience.
Very cool. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck with that for sure.
Thank you.
So, how long has Foreshadow been around as a band?
We started January 2008, so we've been together almost 6 years now.
Very good. And then what back in 2008 when you guys got started? What kind of what brought you guys together to get this band going?
It was me and originally the former drummer, Richard. We were in another band together, and that really wasn't working out too well. And I always had a different musical vision than what was going on, and he was on board with it. We got together, starting writing music. Then we got a vocalist in it at the time. Had a hard time getting a bass player, but just with the demos alone, able to secure an independent deal and get an album out in 2009, and it's been rocking and rolling ever since. I mean, we've had a few lineup changes, but we've been keeping it strong and keep going in a good direction.
Okay, very good. What do you guys have lined up for like live shows and stuff? You got stuff coming up?
Okay, yeah, we got quite a few things coming up. August 2nd, we'll be in St. Petersburg, Florida at the Foo Bar. And then later on in the month, starting August 22nd, we'll be over in the American Legion in Baldwin Park, California, followed by Santa Ana, California at Jaspers, Ontario, California with the Empire Lounge. Then we go to the Cheyenne Saloon in Vegas. We got stuff lined up in September, a couple in Tampa, Florida, and Jacksonville. Birmingham, Alabama, October 16th, and we're working with a couple of really awesome booking agents, filling in dates, to make the rest of these tours really really good.
Okay, well, if you guys ever make it up to Michigan, please make sure you tell me you're coming.
Oh yeah, actually we were just up there recently. We were at A2 Fest up in Ann Arbor earlier this month.
Oh, dang it. That's like an
Yeah,
hour
we
from
played
me.
with Mushroom Head and Head PE and Taproot, and then we got Psycho Stick, and we got to meet those guys too, and they were all fantastic guys, really cool people.
Very cool. Yeah, there's a venue in Battle Creek, Michigan called Planet Rock that I just was at Wednesday night, and it's a killer place to play. So if you ever get a chance to go there, you should do it.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I mean, maybe we can make that a reality. We're planning on doing this East Coast swing coming up through Ohio in October. So, yeah, and then we make a stop up there as well.
Yeah, that would be killer. So how often do you guys get together and practice and such?
2 to 3 times a week. I mean, it varies. Soon, beginning of next year, we're going to be working on our new album. Will be our second full length album, our third release. In situations like that, we'll probably get together like 4 or 5 days a week, for a series of 4 or 5 months to get pre-production going. I mean, once everything's established with the set and everything, we usually get together about 2 or 3 times a week and, run the set, kind of noodle around and work on new material.
Okay, so this current album I have, is that an EP I have?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's our second release. We released it January 2012.
Okay. Well, and I think you know, but I did couple weeks back, I did one of my radio shows. I devoted all to Pain Factory bands, and you guys are one of them. So I gave you guys a bunch of airplay that night.
Well, thank you very much. That's fantastic. Yeah,
So,
I knew we were on the show, but yeah, that's always exciting.
have you had a chance to listen to it? Because I actually uploaded it and put it on YouTube as well.
Honestly, I haven't had the chance to, but it's definitely something I'll get to. That's for
Well,
sure.
when you have time, man. I know how it goes with you guys. Busy, busy.
Yeah, yeah, as much as possible.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Okay, so here's kind of a question, kind of geared for you. What uh, what got you into music? If you think back on when you were young or just your life in general, what kind of influences have you had that wanted to make you do something like this?
Well, way back in the beginning, I kind of took to music like fish and water. My grandfather was a jazz pianist and also a classical concert pianist in the 30s and 40s. He worked with a lot of big bands and a lot of notable jazz artists like Louis Armstrong and Benny Goodman. Buddy Rich, he played piano for him during World War II during the USO tours. And I basically, from the time I was little, I was listening to him play piano. He'd sit me down at the piano and basically give me ear training as early as I can remember, about around three or four. Beginning in the heavy metal music, my dad was a hard rock metal fan. I grew up. There was Black Sabbath on vinyl and Zeppelin in the house and Blue Oyster Cult. The heavier hard rock stuff from the '70s. So I mean that was always kind of around. What really made me want to play guitar was about when I was 10 and my dad came home with the Ozzy Osbourne Randy Rhoads tribute album. And hearing Randy and just the guitar and you could feel the emotion through that music, and I was even able to feel it even at a young age. And that's pretty much at the point where I wanted to play guitar and really I wanted to make music my life, and particularly heavy metal.
Okay, well, as a fan of Foreshadow, I'm glad you did. So keep it going, man,
Well, thank you very much.
for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah. So, how did you guys come up with the name of the band? Where did that come from?
Foreshadow is a name. It's something I've always wanted to name a band. I mean, I'm a little on the older side. And in '97, it just seemed like a perfect band for something that I've always wanted to do. I was, I mean, basically the best way to describe our music, I would say, would be hybrid metal. I mean, for lack of a better term, for the reason that is because I love power metal, like Iron Maiden and Halloween and Hammer, I'm Hellhammer, and those bands as much as I loved Morbid Angel and Cannibal Corpse, or Dimmu Borgir and Mayhem. So instead of just like pigeonholing ourselves into one specific subgenre of metal, I always wanted to, throw basically all those together in a big blender and try to develop one cohesive sound. I know it kind of went off track here, but foreshadow. I mean, in the literary term, meaning the foretelling of future events, or hidden messages in future events. I always felt that that idea musically and that name was just a perfect match, and it was something I've always wanted to do for a long time. It wasn't until about 6 years ago that I actually was able to get with the right musicians to make it a reality.
Very cool. Well, it sounds metal, so I dig
Cool, thank you. Yeah, that's the idea. Definitely metal.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so where is a good place for people to find out more about Foreshadow? What social networking and websites and stuff do you guys use?
We have our, of course, official site, foreshadow76.com. It's I have it in English. It's also in Spanish as well. Also, you can find us on Facebook. Again, Foreshadow 76 on Facebook, Reverb Nation, YouTube, MySpace, music page, basically all those, and they're all Foreshadow 76.
Very cool. Do you have it up on the new MySpace or the old?
New MySpace.
Yeah. What do you think of the new MySpace?
I still feel there's like a few little bugs in it. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'm still having a hard time like posting our concerts and events on that site. So hopefully they can work it out. Or if somebody out there who's listening to this, would find me on Facebook and basically give me tips, I might be doing something wrong. I'm not the most computer literate guy on the planet.
Well, if somebody's out there listening and has tips for the new MySpace, please share with everybody because I find it horrendously difficult to navigate. So,
Yeah, at times it is.
so what are the goals for the band? Where do you guys hope to be in a couple years?
Growing our fan base, globally mostly. I mean, in the short term, I see a new album coming out in the beginning of September. I see touring in South America easily. I see more, getting touring more in the United States. I'm hoping with a new album and with additional experience under our belt, we'd be able to get to Europe finally. That would be a fantastic goal for us. And really, I mean, if a label, so which would make things a little easier, out there, would be more interested, would be more interested in something we do. That'd be fantastic to partner with a label and mainly for marketing to expand our marketing base.
Right. Very good. And I wish you best of luck with all that as well. And I have to ask you about the current EP and the music I have. Where did you guys record that at?
We did that at Spider Studios in Cleveland, Ohio, with a really awesome producer, Tony Gamallo. He's worked on, with Drowning Pool and Chimera and Bleeding Through, and with him, it was just a perfect match. He really understood where we were coming from. He's very much a like-minded, same kind of guy as we are in the band. So I mean, we knocked it out in about a week and a half, but it was really easy going. He really brought a lot to the table.
How's the creative process work for you guys? Is there one of you that kind of does all the writing, or is it more of a collaborative effort with you guys?
It's a pretty organized thing. Dan, our vocalist, I mean, he writes all the lyrics and titles of songs. Something that I've kind of discovered early on. I've always felt for a vocalist to give their true performance on stage and to give it with emotional conviction to where the audience feels that. I always felt that it's best that the vocalist, writes the lyrics on how they feel and not necessarily somebody else trying to get them to convey an emotion that somebody else's feels that they may not feel themselves. So and he writes the lyrics and does most of the titling. When it comes to the music, I predominantly write most of the music. I pretty much write the songs on guitar, and then and then I do it in layers. Then I'll bring in Kelly to put the drums over what I've done, and then we go ahead and add the bass. But there are times where the drummer like an instant. We have a song that it started off with like a really cool series of drum beats. And we've arranged them and organized them, and I've wrote guitar riffs to match those drum beats, and the same thing with bass lines. So yeah, in a lot of ways, it's really collaborative, but it pretty much kind of starts off with one person with an idea, and then everyone just builds around it.
Very cool. And then, so you said you have an album coming out this fall. I mean, is that all written and have you guys recorded yet?
No, we haven't recorded yet. I'm planning on probably being in the studio in June. That's the plan at this point. As far as written goes, we have about seven songs done. We'll probably add about three more to complete it, make it a 10-track album.
All right, so we're talking next fall, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
September 2014.
2014. Okay. Sorry, I
Yeah.
think I missed the 2014 somewhere.
Well, no, I don't think I mentioned it, but yeah, September 2014.
Okay, very
So
cool.
we're looking at that.
So then with this current EP that's out, I mean, how long from the beginning of I'm just curious about the process because I'm not a musician. Well,
Oh, sure.
from the beginning of when you guys started writing to when you actually had it like physically in your hands, how long does this process usually take for you?
Um, with the EP and everything, I would say, yeah, it took about I would say about a good 6 months to have everything lined up and ready for release.
Okay, well, that's much better than what the 10 years it took Axel.
Well, it's all about willpower, I
Right,
guess.
exactly.
You want to get something done, to get it done. I mean, I I don't really see ourselves ever being that kind of band that would just lay low forever, and then
Yeah.
put something out. I mean, me, I'm a kind of person. I like to be productive. I like to keep things moving, moving in a forward direction. When things get stagnant, maybe that's where my neurotic tendencies come in. I start going crazy when when things aren't progressing forward. So I can't see that happening.
Very good. Okay, this question is kind of more personally for you. If
Sure.
if I grabbed your iPod or your MP3, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Currently, some of the bands I'm really into. Another local band they just got to deal with Nuclear Blast, and they're sounding fantastic. Dark Sermon, out of Tampa. They're fantastic. Also Arsis. That's actually the new band that I've recently discovered myself. That is just phenomenal from top to bottom. I mean, I've just gotten hooked on their music. I've bought and downloaded everything I could find on them. Battlecross is pretty amazing, and they're making a lot of ground. I haven't picked up their new album yet, but I've heard them a lot on Sirius XM. So I mean, those are pretty much like a lot of the bands that I've recently have discovered and been hooked on.
Okay, very cool. Well, I'm gonna check out Dark Sermon Arsis because I've not heard of those guys, and Battlecross I have definitely heard of, and I totally dig those guys. So
Yeah, yeah, they're right up from your neck of the woods, I think, like Detroit area. I think they are, like Michigan.
yeah, I'd have to look it up. I don't.
Yeah.
What So what do you do to relax when you're not doing music? When you're not writing music or making records or doing tours? What do you like to do? You got any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do?
I wouldn't say crazy hobbies, really. I mean, I spend a lot of time with my beloved Barbara. And we do a lot of things together. We have a great relationship. I do spend a lot of time with family. I always try to make time for that. I find that's really important, and to ground yourself, to being with family and friends, and those that love you. Um, from your whole life, and really know who you are as a person. As far as hobby goes, I mean, guilty pleasure. I am a Disney fanatic. I love coming to the parks. I've been an annual pass holder for quite a while. Going on rides in Magic Kingdom, and I think it stems real. I mean, the root of it really stems from my childhood. It's something that I really loved as a childhood, and just continue to enjoy as an adult.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So what sets the band? What sets you guys apart from all the other bands out there? I mean, why should people come see you live? What are they going to get when they come to a live show?
When you come to a live show, you're gonna get high energy. You're gonna get us running around all over the place. At least us three front guys. You never know where we're going to be. We get down into the crowd. We engage the audience. We want to get personal with everybody. Our shows are it's not really a show. That we're on stage and you're watching us and you're the audience and you're down on the ground. We look at it as one giant party. We try to encourage people to come up on stage and to jump around and be with us and have a good time, and that's just really the atmosphere that we try to create. We're not a big theatrical group. We're just four guys in regular clothes, playing heavy music. We feel meaningful music, and that's just the atmosphere. It's just one giant party. Come drink. We'll do shots together and get to know each other, and we want to meet as many people as we can.
Okay, well, when you guys listen to this interview, I mean, go do shots with a band. I mean, what's better than that? Come on,
Yeah, damn right.
party with a band.
Preferably Jack Daniels and Jägermeister.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I'll go the Jack Daniels all day long. Jägermeister can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
Something
old
about
number seven.
liquid black licorice, man. Can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that was one of the things we got to do that was kind of cool. When we were on our way back from our last West Coast tour, we passed through Tennessee and we got to go to the Jack Daniels distillery. We took a stop there,
Nice.
and that was a really awesome experience.
Yeah, that had to be. They give you a tour of the whole plant and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It was fantastic. I mean the ingredients and the recipes. the same as it's been, since the 1800s.
Right.
And it was what was really cool that I learned there is why it's so fantastic was the water. That I mean, it's an underground spring that maintains a temperature of 59 degrees year round. And the reason why Jack picked that spot was because of the limestone rock, the water that passed through the limestone through the spring, filtered out all the impurities in the iron. So he had like incredibly pure water, which for the time, I mean, was absolutely amazing. Before technology and filtration and everything.
Right.
So now you know what. Then we learned why it's just such a fantastic whiskey.
Very cool, man. Okay. So is there anything else you would like to tell everyone that'll listen to this interview about Foreshadow? Anything I haven't asked you want to make sure people know about you guys?
Just come and check us out. If you ever see any of us, don't be shy to come up and talk to us. We're all good, fun-loving, good-natured, open people. Yeah, and please keep, if you want to check us out, foreshadow76.com, or any of the Facebooks at Foreshadow76, or any of the other social pages at Foreshadow76. Find us, come see us. We'll do some shots together. We'll have a good time, make it a party, and we look forward to seeing everybody. We look forward to meeting people. We have friends all over the country and all over South America, and I still talk to a lot of people on Facebook daily. So come join the party, because that's exactly what it is. Just a good time. Life is too stressful enough as it is. Let
That's
us
for
be your
sure.
escape.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So yeah, so like I said, I'll keep I'll keep an eye on you guys, and if you know you're coming to Michigan and you think about it, shoot me a message so I get reminded, because I'd be more than happy to come to a show and to get to meet you guys. I think that'd be killer. So
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be good. That'd be great to meet you and hang out with you in person.
yep, it would be a good time. So I got one last thing to ask. I would love a couple of radio tags from you if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
So the first one, you can say this is Aaron from Foreshadow, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
This is Aaron from the band Foreshadow, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Perfect. And then the second one, if you can do the exact same thing, but throw in there that you're listening to DJ Rem at Rock Addict Radio.
This is Aaron from the band Foreshadow, and you're listening to DJ Rem at rockaddictradio.com.
Perfect, man. Those turned out great, and I have to give you props. You got them both the first take. It's
Thank
not
you.
it's not very often that happens.
I try to be efficient. That's all I say. I try to be efficient.
Man, I've had bands take 6, 8, 10 times. It's crazy.
Wow.
Sometimes in the Skype, I actually have to type it in the chat so they can get it right.
So yeah, so they got a script to read it.
Yep, but it makes for fun, man. And I always tell them, I said, don't worry about it, because someday when I have extra time, which I don't have, I'm going to go through and I'm going
Yeah.
to take all those and make like a blooper session from all the interviews I've done. I think it would be awesome.
Well, at least I'm not on the blooper section now. That's
Nope,
good.
you won't make the blooper section.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
okay, man. Well, you have a great time with your better half, and thanks again for taking the time out of your time here to talk to me. This interview, the next week or so, I will have it edited and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube, and I'll share it on your Facebook page, and I'll share it with the Pain Factory, and I'll share it with everybody. So
Fantastic. Well, I thank you for your interest.